beautiful people, welcome to my channel. So you and I both know that when it comes to like DIYing your own hair, making your hair yourself, the most difficult, the most stressful part is parting, especially the back section of your hair. So for today's video, I will be teaching you how to part your own hair by yourself for box braids. Even if you don't have that 3-tiered mirror, I'm not certain that is the name. One thing that you want to have though is a big mirror right in front of you, and then you want to have another mirror. Now if you have two big mirrors, that is beautiful. You can just have one mirror in front of you and then have one behind you. Now the mirror behind you, you need to angle it in a way that you'll be able to see what is going on in that mirror from the mirror right in front of you. That is what's important. Now for products, I have a mirror that is right in front of me. As you can see this minute, this is what the mirror looks like. It's just a regular mirror. And then I have this mirror. It's just a really small mirror. If you have something bigger than this, that works as well. What you're just going to do is you want to make sure that you are angling this mirror or whatever mirror behind you. You have bigger mirror. You want to make sure that you're angling it in a way that you can see this mirror right in front from this mirror, especially if you're working on the back section of your hair. Don't worry, we are going to get into that in a minute. You're going to see how I'm going to do that. So the products that you're going to be using for parting are normal products that you use for your hair. You are going to need shine and jam or any braiding jam of your choice. I like this one because it is a moisturizing jam, so it is not like edge control that is just going to hold your hair. In precision comb, you can also use the cotton comb from Africa, the traditional one that that our forefathers used. Leave comb, leave-in conditioner if your hair is not already conditioned. My hair is freshly washed. I made a video explaining how to prepare your hair for protective styles. The video is going to be in the description box. That video is very important. So the purpose of putting my hair in braids is to prevent it from shrinking and also stretch it out without using it. If you want to go ahead to use heat to do that, you can do that. So the first thing that I like to do is section my hair from ear to ear. As you can already see, that is like my signature starting point because you already see that it is already sectioned out. I'm just going to go ahead and clean that. When I said that you should be able to see what is going on in that mirror from this mirror, this is what I mean. I'm not really certain if you guys can see, but the way I've angled this mirror right now, I can see like my hair and the back of my hair from this mirror because this mirror is reflecting what is going on in the mirror behind me. That's why I can see it. That's why I said angling is like really important. If you have like a stable mirror, a mirror that just stays, that you can angle and like it's just staying, it will be much easier for you because you just have to like watch what is going on from that mirror here, and then you can use both of your hands. But right now, because I am holding this mirror with one hand, I can only use one hand, so I'm going to have to keep dropping the mirror and like checking it to see exactly how my pattern is looking like. When parting like the back section of my hair, I love to have a clear view of what I'm doing. So the first thing I like to do is clean up that back section with a braiding jam just to like slick it up, because I believe that the first section of hair that you're parting forms the foundation of all your patterns. If anything goes wrong with this first section, everything can go wrong. So I just go ahead to like use the mirror to check what I'm doing, and after I have gotten that first row, I just go ahead and then start parting the individual sections. Now to part the individual section, I like to first of all divide that pattern into two and then divide it into two again. I like to do like 4 different braids at the back section of my hair because of the nape of my neck. This might not be the same for everybody. Some people, you might only be able to fit in 3 braids. Some people, you might only be able to fit in 2 braids, but this is all dependent on the size of hair that you want to do and also how big your nape area is. Now, after I have gotten that first section, I just go ahead and use my hand as well as the mirror to like get the other sections. I don't like to overthink parting when I'm parting my own hair. At some point you would see that I basically just drop the mirror and I just start freestyling the part, and you will still see that it will turn out beautifully. Now for the second section, I like to do like what is called a bricklayering method. This basically means that the braids are not stacked on top one another, but it is like in between the braids below it. You're going to understand what I mean. I'm also going to like put like a diagram on the screen just so you can see and understand what I'm saying. So this actually makes for like a fuller type braid, so like all the braids are not just stacking on top each other and like all the patterns on each of the sections are the same, but instead if I have like 2 braids down, the braid on top of that braid would be in between the 2 braids instead of having 2 braids down, the 2 braids underneath, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing that, and then you will just keep watching. But one thing I want to say though is that you don't really have to like do too much with patterns. You can see here that I am literally not even using the mirror at all. I'm just freestyling it, and by the time I clean this up with braiding jam, you are going to see how clean and how beautiful it looks. Do you see how this looks? Don't overthink your patterns. This is like really important. Don't overthink it. Just like go with the flow and then clean it up with braiding jam. And let me tell you, braiding jam would take that pattern to a whole nother level. When I'm parting my own hair, I do not like to be over calculative because it's already stressful on its own. Now imagine adding like mathematics and all that stuff. I just don't want to put my brain through all that and also stress myself physically. If I'm to do the same size on someone else, I have a pattern for that. However, since I'm doing it on myself, I am just going to go with the flow, and wherever it takes me, that is how I'm going to leave it. Now after cleaning up my part, this is how it looks like, and you can see that it looks so much more better and cleaner than earlier. I do not like to use braiding jam while I'm parting because it will just consume so much braiding jam, and like you end up going to waste your braiding jam, because when you are ready to braid your hair again, I might still need to like clean up some patterns and then go ahead to like use the braiding jam again. So I just wait till whenever I'm ready to make my hair before I use the braiding jam. Next thing that we're going to do is get the center pattern. Now I like to do a center pattern because that way I can style my hair anyhow I want. If I want a center pattern, I would be able to get a center pattern. If I want a side pattern, which is what I do most of the time, I can also do a side pattern rather. So the center pattern is just to get like an even distribution of braids all across my hair, or rather braid rows across this front part of my hair, and it looks decent and beautiful. Now to get the center of your head, you are just going to put your precision comb here, just like use the tip of your nose as your guide, and also your brows. So you're going to just put it on your nose bridge just like this. That way you will get the center of your head, and then from there you are just going to take that all the way up and just pat. You're just going to be patting this front to be patting. So I'm just going to take that all the way back like this. Now you can always clean that up. You don't have to like get it on your first try. You can just keep going over it. Now if you have like moving scalp, you know there are some people that like when you pat your hair, your scalp can move. This is what you can do. Leave your hair alone, don't touch it at all. Now you're just going to put your comb on your nose bridge and just take it all the way back. Make sure that you're not moving your scalp when you're doing this. Just go over it, and the place that it looks like it is actually straight on, that is the center of your head. If you braid your hair, it would move like this, but the minute you do this one as well, everything will be aligned. But if you are trying to like get the center of your head, if you have like a moving scalp, it is called moving scalp, and you put your comb in like this, and then you're doing this to check if it is in the center, you would actually not get the center of your hair because your scalp is moving. I'm going to pass here into 6 and then part here into 6 as well, so we can get 12. So what I do to get like even parting is I use my finger, just as you can see me do here, to just divide that into the number of sections that I want it to be, and then after I do that, I just go ahead to like part it, as you can see, instead of doing like individuals. Now I do it like this because I can always go back to like touch it up, because I feel like the front is much more important than the back, because you're going to be seeing like the front of my hair more than you will see the back of my hair. So if the front of my hair is perfect, it will just give me all the joy in the world, if you get what I'm saying. So I just do patterns like this, and then I go back when I'm ready to braid my hair to do it individually the way I did the back. And then when I do that, I can always touch up any part that I did not get well, so the parts will be equal and even. But this just gives me like a guide, and when I'm ready to braid my hair, I just go ahead and take down each section and then just part that section individually. My camera literally just died, and then the clip that I was recording got corrupted, and it is no longer on my device right now. So it stopped here. I was still working on here. Meanwhile, I was working here on this side. Meanwhile, I filmed this place too. But right now, I am done with both sides, and this is what this looks like. I decided to film here as well because I feel like since like the camera is facing here, it will be much easier to see it, and I'll be able to like pick which one looks better between both of them. But right now I only have film like a record of this side, so we are just going to work with that. I'm just saying this in case like the video just cut abruptly. I doubt that will happen because of course editor general is here. Let me go over the number of rows and braids I have on my head. So I have 7 rows altogether at the back, and then I have 12 rows in front of my head. Now for the first row at the back, I had 4 braids in. For the second row, I had 5. The third row, I had 8. The fourth row, I had 8 as well. And then the fifth, I had 7. The sixth, I had 2. I had 4 rather. And then the 7th, I had 2 braids. Now in front, I just went ahead to part all of that in front, and I honestly don't know how many braids I had in each section at the front, but just know that whatever number of braids that you do on the right section is the same number that you do on the left section. Altogether, I had 79 different patterns. That is it for this video. If you liked it and you learned something, please subscribe and turn on the bell icon beside the subscribe button so you'll be notified whenever I post a video. Please like the video as well, and also share for more people to see, and I will see you hopefully in the next one.